Dealing with tuition. We dealing with restoration. We not dealing with tuition. We dealing with restoration. Go ahead and tap in. I'm going to take a few questions. Tap on in. You got a question for the Prince? Tap on in. 215-989-9858. You can text me or email me. Stop with the voicemails. Leave the voicemails for the electricians to call me back. Leave the voicemails for the plumber to call me back. Leave the voicemails for the IT to call me back. For the roofer to call me back. For the landscapers to call me back. For the city of Wilmington to call me back so we can negotiate these payments. Leave the voicemail open. Okay? I don't have a code. I'm all right. Ifatunde is fine. I'm fine. Appreciate the concern. You came off the throne for... I'm not out of character, brother. See, I don't get out of character. Y'all only seen me King Kong maybe 3 people in 20 years. I don't get out of character. I normally do an annual Kwanzaa beef. I normally have an annual Kwanzaa beef, and I am happy to say that I did not have a Kwanzaa beef in 2019. I did not have a Kwanzaa beef. Okay? The last 3 years I had a Kwanzaa beef, right? But I'm staying up on the throne. I'm not getting off the throne no more. Okay? I'm not getting off the throne no more. I love Nigeria. We working on a Nigeria tour. Senegal, I'm going to see you May 25th. Let me see if we got some more donations. Because y'all want to conversate, but y'all don't want to donate. Y'all want to conversate, but y'all don't want to donate. Y'all want to conversate, but y'all don't want to donate. Damn the conversations. Bryant Jackson, $100. Shout out the brother Bryant. Dude, shout out the brother Bryant, $100. Sister Tara, $25. LeShedrick, $2. That's what I'm talking about. Let's get it done. Let's get it done. Let's get it done. How do you donate? I'm trying to understand how y'all don't know the answers to these questions. How long we been doing this? $ FDMG School on the Cash App. West Coast. The NIBPA training in Los Angeles will be March the 7th. West Coast. The NIBPA training in Los Angeles will be March the 7th. West Coast. The NIBPA training in Los Angeles will be March the 7th. The link is up, but I got to change the address. The address at DrUmarJohnson.com is not the correct address. We just changed the location in LA. We just changed the location. Same date, same time, March 7th. Same date, same time, same city. Different address. Same date, same time, same city, different address. New Orleans, Louisiana, you in Baton Rouge, you need to come to New Orleans February 1st. Black History Month begins in New Orleans with the Black Parent Training. Black History Month begins in New Orleans with the Black Parent Training. Black History Month begins in New Orleans with the Black Parent Training on February the 1st. Resumes, FDMG resumes at gmail.com. Resumes, FDMG resumes at gmail.com. Where them donations at? Let's go. You gonna go spend some money with the Chinese today? Where your black tax? FDMG is officially the black tax. FDMG donations are officially the black tax. Whatever, Kalila. You ain't gonna be in LA. I ain't heard from you in years, Queen. I'm glad to see you still up and alive and doing. White Plains. Black History Month ends in White Plains, New York. Black History Month ends in White Plains, New York. If you live in New Jersey and Connecticut, you might have to come to White Plains, New York. If you live in New Jersey and Connecticut, you might have to come to White Plains, New York, February the 29th, Black Parent Training. You must register online. You can pay at the door, but you will have no paperwork. You can pay at the door, but you will have no paperwork. We are only making training paperwork for people who register online. We are only making training paperwork for people who register online. Alabama has not confirmed. Harlem, you got to come to White Plains. Only one training per state. If you live in New York City, you must come to White Plains, New York. You live in Buffalo, Rochester, Albany, you must come to White Plains. Missouri has not confirmed. I can't believe Missouri hasn't confirmed with Kansas City and St. Louis and all that miseducation. Wait. I did get a text from our brother at Better Family Life. Let me take that back. I got to text my brother from Better Family Life. Let me take that back. I got to text my brother from Better Family Life. We may have a Missouri training. Virginia, we're working on the 7 cities in Virginia. What part of Alabama you want to come to? I'll come to any part of Alabama. Don't make a difference to me. Georgia has not confirmed. Pennsylvania is working on it, has not confirmed. Texas, your training will be in Dallas May the 2nd, but you can go to any training you want. Texas, your training will be in Dallas May 2nd, but you can go to any training that you want. Register at DrUmarJohnson.com. There will only be paperwork for those who register. Chicago, September the 12th. Florida, Sanford, Florida. The Florida training will be in Sanford, September the 5th. New York City, I already told you, you got to come to White Plains, New York. Get your ticket. Kentucky has not confirmed. Alabama has not confirmed. Hanada, Sister Hanada going once. Sister Hanada going twice. Sister Hanada going 3 times. Sister Hanada might not be for the cameras. Go ahead and tap in. Just dropped the donation, a one and only Blake. Shout out to the one and only Blake. It ain't come through yet, one and only Blake. What's up with the school in Delaware? Silly question. I already went through that. Beautifully made going once. We don't have a more king. We don't have a training in Massachusetts. Massachusetts must not have school to prison pipeline problems. It looks like we might have Indianapolis confirmed. It looks like Indiana might be confirmed. It looks like Indiana might be confirmed. Peace and love, Queen. How you doing? How are you there?
There's some light in here. How are you?
Where you at in the world, my sister? Where you at in the world?
I'm in Richmond, Virginia. Say hi, baby.
Richmond, Virginia. We do not have a confirmation of a Richmond. We don't have no training in Virginia, but we're working on the 7 cities right now. But I would encourage all my, hey there, beautiful princess. I would encourage all of my Virginia parents to come to the Washington, D.C. training on February.
Okay, right. I saw that. I was thinking about just going to that one if you're not coming to
Virginia, Maryland, and D.C. We're going to make that a DMV training. So February the 8th, that training will be Virginia, Maryland, and D.C. What's on your mind today, gorgeous?
Okay, so my question just is about schooling. So I'm a former educator, special education teacher, and now I homeschool my daughter. And my question is, how do you feel about Montessori schools, and if you know anything about that, or if you think I should continue to homeschool? Because I don't really have a community of homeschool moms or anything like that. So I'm doing it, and I have a background in education, so I have a really good understanding of things. But I was considering a Montessori school.
Okay. What age is the child?
She's 5.
Okay. I'm not a big fan of Montessori because I don't like the ungraded model.
Okay.
And the reason I don't like the ungraded model is because we live in a world where our children will constantly be evaluated, tested, and assessed about their abilities, skills, talents, and competencies, right?
Right.
The Montessori model, to me, caters to a rich, white, I already got it made type of a child. In other
Okay.
words, if you know daddy is going to hand you down his business, no matter
Right.
how dumb you are, you can go to Montessori because you will not
Mm-hmm.
be challenged the way other kids will be.
I see.
See, if
Okay.
I'm a privileged child, I can be in an environment where I'm ungraded and I am not as, the learning opportunities are not as structured as they are in other places. That works when you're born with a silver spoon in your mouth.
Right.
But for me, I'm uncomfortable about a black mother or father putting their child in a Montessori environment, ungraded, unstructured, for 3-4 years.
Right.
Then you decide to put your princess back in a regular school, and she takes a reading assessment or a math assessment or a writing assessment, and you find out she's 2 or 3 grade levels behind.
Right. Okay.
Now, not all Montessori schools are made equal. Some do have more structure than others.
Okay.
I've seen Montessori schools that are Montessori in name, but they still keep a structure and an assessment protocol that allows you to know how well your children are doing. So if you can find a Montessori school that has more structure to it, then that might be okay. But
Okay.
a true to form Montessori school for a black child who cannot afford to fall behind, who cannot afford to be pushed forward just because, I'm critical of Montessori.
Okay. So, in your opinion, would you think that a good homeschool is
Yes.
better than a public school?
Is a good homeschool better than a public school? Assuming it's a regular public school where most of them are horrible, then a homeschooling will win all the time.
Okay.
Homeschooling will win hands down with a regular black public school. Now, if it is a high achieving public school, it gets interesting because that school is able to provide your child with the same quality of academics that you can.
Right.
So the question becomes, can the homeschool provide the child with the social opportunities that they're going to get at the high achieving public school?
Right. So I guess I would say this is my problem with the schools in our area is if I was to put her in the zone school, she would be, I would say, maybe the only black child, and there's no black teacher. So it's a decent school, but she doesn't have children. It's not kids that are brown and black kids there. But it's a decent school, but I want her to be around brown and black kids.
Yeah, you got to watch that white thing because once they
Yeah.
get indoctrinated with that, it's hard to get it out of them.
Right.
You know, I always say, if a child has no choice, if a black child has no choice but to attend a white school, it needs to be a little later in life when they know who they are.
Okay.
Those primary years, they can get indoctrinated pretty stringently.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I like them to be a little older. Now, if they got to be around the Caucasians in preschool a little bit, maybe just for a little while, but as much as those early years are so critical to self-esteem, so critical to self-concept, so critical to how you will view the world, so critical to a child's early formation of views and core beliefs, that I think is best that we never subject the babies to the white environments if we can help it. When they know who they are a little later on, middle school, high school, it's a little different. But them young years, they never recover. A lot of them never recover.
I agree. Okay. That was definitely helpful. So I'm definitely gonna, she's only 5, so I'm continuing to homeschool her. She's very receptive to me homeschooling her too. So she's learning a lot. She was in a daycare preschool, and I took her out once I came home full time. So she's just learned so much more, in my opinion, with me teaching her. So just wanted to, get your opinion on Montessori schools, public schools, and all of that.
Yeah, I think you're good with the homeschooling for now. 5, you're kind of good to 7 or 8, where you might want to do another check-in to see if you want to push forward for another 2 or 3 years. It's always good to kind of know ahead of time how long you're going to do it for. That's always good to know the end in mind. You know,
Right.
I'm going to do this until 4th grade. I'm going to do this until 5th grade, because that will inform your instruction so much more. Because a parent who's going to homeschool for a certain amount of time, not forever,
Yeah.
needs to make sure that the children are on grade level, so there's no disruption in continuation when they go to regular school. A lot of homeschool children experience a disruption in academic continuation because they go to the public school, and sometimes they end up being behind a little bit, you know, and there can still be disruption even when they're advanced, but that's on the positive side, because you can simply get to school to put the kid up a grade or two, you know, if they are advanced. But it's always a little bit of an issue when the child is not up to grade level, because that can be academically disruptive, and it can also be socially and psychologically harmful to the child to go, because you remember, they have to adapt to being in a school where they've never been, and then to be behind in your schooling, you know, is a whole nother set of issues that they have to deal with.
Right, that's true. Okay.
Yeah. But we looking forward, though. We looking forward to seeing you on February the 8th.
Yes.
Please share the flyer, if you don't mind. Share the flyer on your social network pages so other parents can know as well about the trainings. And if you have any questions between now and then, you can always reach out to me. Do you have my number, good sister?
I do. I have it on my calendar downstairs. I'm so happy that I was able to talk to you too. I'm going to definitely tell my husband, because he follows you too in your work, so he's going to be very excited that I got
no problem
from you.
Give him my blessings, and I hope he comes with you.
Yeah, I'm going to tell him that he has to come. He's for it, so he'll definitely get off work, and we'll do what we have to do so that we're both there, because we do this thing together.
Got you. Well, have a good day, my queen, and we will see you in a couple weeks.
All right, thank you.
All right, now, God bless.
You too.
All right. Book recommendations, everything Amos Wilson, everything Marcus Messiah Garvey. Louisville, Kentucky. Kentucky has not been confirmed for the parent training. I'm somewhat disappointed in Black people. I'm somewhat disappointed because of the 5 major problems, you know, of the 5 major problems that Black America faces: gentrification, mass incarceration, access to wealth, police genocide, miseducation. And I am single-handedly trying to tackle that beast alone, with your support, of course. You know, and the school still hasn't been renovated. It took us 5 years to get it. I'm thankful and I'm grateful, but I'm still disappointed. I look at the amount of money that white people gave the officer that murdered Michael Brown. In about 48 hours, he had over $1 million to defend a killer. I look at the money they gave to some of these other killers to defend them. Millions raised in hours. And you can't say Black people can't do the same thing, because you bought out Popeye's chicken. In a matter of hours, you made tens of millions of dollars for Popeye's chicken. And I look at the National Independent Black Parent Association, and I can only think of maybe 1 or 2 individuals who have really done the work of at least trying to build a chapter. And I look at the fact that we only have about a dozen states confirmed for a tour that Black parents in every state needs. And the fact that we're going to use registration fees to cover the expenses, there's no reason why we shouldn't have all 50 states confirmed, but it speaks to how important our children. It speaks to how important our children really are to us, and that's not very important. But the struggle must continue. It is not for us to predict the future, because we cannot. We cannot predict the future, but we must work to improve that future. Okay? So, Ashanti, I just tapped you in and you tapped out. Hold on. Ashanti, you tapped out soon when I tapped in. So, New Orleans, February 1st. Washington, D.C., February 8th. White Plains, New York, February 29th. Oklahoma, February 15th. Ocean Springs, Mississippi, April 18th. Dallas, Texas, May 5th. Sanford, Florida, September 5th. Chicago, September 12th. Los Angeles, March the 7th. Cleveland, Ohio, June the 20th. I know I'm missing a few more. Dallas, Texas. Indiana, we working on you. Tickets at DrUmarJohnson.com. Tickets at DrUmarJohnson.com. Gorgeous Soul Flower going once. Gorgeous Soul Flower going twice. Gorgeous Soul Flower. It says it's connecting. Where you at, Queen? It says connecting. Your Wi-Fi might be acting up.
Buffering.
There we go. How you doing there, Gorgeous?
I'm doing well. I talked to you before about my son in being autistic and being in the special needs program. I took him out of that school.
What city? What city, Queen? Where you at? What city?
That was in Decatur. Now I'm in Buena Vista. That's a little south of Columbus, Georgia.
Okay, still in Georgia. Go right ahead.
Yes. I took him out of the school. They were pushing. I don't know why they were asking me so many questions about medication. They were pushing for me to have him back on the medication.
What was he on before? What was he on before?
Clonidine, which is like blood pressure medication.
He was on clonidine, and the clonidine was supposed to do what for him?
Calm him down, relax him, because he has ADHD as well.
Okay, so your son has ADHD and autism, right?
Yes.
Well, let me say this to you before you continue. If somebody tells me their child has autism and they also tell me that the child has ADHD, then I'm going to tell them that that child is likely being misdiagnosed with the ADHD. And the reason I'm going to say that, so-called ADHD behaviors are already accounted for by autism behaviors.
Okay.
You follow what I'm saying?
Yes.
If you have autism, you're going to be inattentive. You see,
right.
If you have autism, your sensory impairment may cause you to be a little hyperactive.
All
In
right.
other words, you want to be careful about having a dual diagnosis of autism and ADHD, because most of the features of ADHD are already accounted for by the autism, right?
Yes. I did not allow him to be diagnosed with autism. He was diagnosed with ADHD. He wasn't
Okay, so he
diagnosed
don't
with,
have the autism diagnosis.
no. No, that's
Okay.
just what's on the paperwork for school, because that was what it looked like the most. I didn't
What
want them
grade
to
he
put
in?
him on
What grade he
medication.
in? What grade he in now,
Second
Queen?
grade.
He's in the
Second
second
grade.
grade. Okay,
Yes.
he's actually too young for that ADHD as well. Is he still on the clonidine?
No. I
How
took
long
him
was
off
he
of
on it?
maybe 6 months.
Okay, because that causes, I'm reading now, dry mouth, drowsiness, dizziness, lightheadedness, irritability, tiredness, mood changes, sleep problems, insomnia, nightmares, headache, ear pain, fever, feeling hot, constipation, diarrhea, stomach pain, increased thirst, loss of sexual interest, but he's just a baby, impotence, difficulty having sexual orgasms. Yes, I'm reading you the list of side effects of clonidine: sneezing, stuffy nose, runny nose, coughing, sore throat, and
Wow.
hypertension, congestive heart failure. Let me say it
Oh
again.
my gosh.
Congestive heart failure. Let me say it one more time. Congestive heart failure. Also, anxiety and depression when interacting with other drugs, those two. Also, you can sit still long enough to learn about Helen Keller, George Washington, Anne Frank, and Abraham Lincoln.
Wow. That is I saw the emotional changes. That's why I took him off of it, and I just took a more holistic approach. He changed drastically, like everything changed. That's why I didn't go forward with the diagnosis with autism either, because they're pressed. I know I was listening to you speaking on how they will try to take your children if you're not giving them the medication.
Right.
So when I'm having IEP meetings, it's kind of uncomfortable because they're kind of aggressive with, why are you not giving them the medication? I don't talk about the
And
medication.
this is what
because,
you say. When they ask you at the IEP meeting, why are you not giving your child medication? You ask them, is one of the responsibilities of the IEP team to manage a child's medication? And then you ask them, who at this table has legal authority to diagnose mental disorders and prescribe psychiatric medication? Which one of you has legal authority to diagnose mental disorders and prescribe psychiatric medication? And when they say none of us, you're going to say, that's what I thought. I will discuss medication with the pediatrician. I will not discuss it with the IEP team. We are here for education, not medication. Cut them right where they at. Cut it. Cut it. None of you have the right to recommend medication for my child. If you do it again, I'm going to make a complaint with the State Department of Education.
Right. Okay. He'll be getting homeschooled starting next year, so I'm excited about that. Do you have any recommendations as far as homeschooling? Because I know that, like that, for example, they were trying to give him a chew tube at school to chew on to keep him calm. That just didn't really sit right with me. Like, he's not a puppy, so I'm not going for any of that.
Exactly. No, I'm not liking that. I'm not liking that either.
I just don't like the way they handle it. They don't give them homework. I give them homework at home anyway. When I told them I was giving them homework, it seemed like she kind of didn't want me to do that because he was beginning to pick up and be on the same level with the other kids. And she seemed like she wasn't too happy. She wanted me to let her do that, which that's a no. But I will be homeschooling it.
There is a doctor, Dr. Mwalimu Baruti in Atlanta.
How do I spell that?
MWAL.
Okay.
IMU. MWAL.
Okay.
IMU. Mwalimu.
Okay.
Baruti. BARUTI.
1 second, Riley. Okay. MWALIMU. Is that right?
Yes. BARUTI.
Okay.
And he's in Atlanta. He's author of the book, The Effeminization of the Black Male.
Okay.
And you want to look him up because him and his wife, I believe, they operate a homeschool or a homeschool collective, and they would be able to help you with a lot of resources in Georgia.
Okay. Because that's the next move. It's not like I don't have the knowledge of where the school system is taking black men to prison, so there's no need for me to try to incorporate him into the school because I know that they're not going to do the best. So that's my next course of action. So
yeah,
and of course his, you know.
I'm a little surprised.
You're surprised
with all the love that I get in Georgia that I haven't had anybody confirm a location for the black parent training in Georgia. I'm a little surprised about that. Because this conversation we're having is something that we would actually be discussing during the training.
Right.
So that's interesting. But nonetheless, you always got me you could tap into directly. But no more meds, no more ADHD conversation. Get in touch with Dr. Baruti out of Atlanta and keep me posted.
Okay. And when is this black parent training in Georgia? What is that? Where is that supposed to be? I mean, when is that supposed to be?
Well, it's a national tour that I'm doing to teach black parents everything they need to know about the school system. IEP, medication, psych eval, special ed, everything.
It's breaking up.
Calling while I'm online, which means I'm gonna block them because I hate being disrupted when I'm live. But I put out a national call for somebody in every state to find a location to hold the training in that state. So right now we have Louisiana training in New Orleans on February the 1st, Washington, D.C., Maryland, and Virginia training in D.C. on February the 8th, New York State training in White Plains on February the 29th, Oklahoma State training in Oklahoma City on March the 21st. We have Los Angeles, California training in Los Angeles on March the 7th. We have Ohio training in Cleveland on June the 20th. Sanford, Florida will be the training for Florida on September 5th. Chicago, Illinois training will be on September the 12th. And we're working on Michigan, Connecticut, New Jersey, Dallas, Texas training on May the 5th. We have a few more coming up. The deadline is February the 1st. Any state that's not confirmed with the training by February the 1st won't have a training. So if you decide, sister, that you want to find a place, because we can do the training, near you. What's your closest big city?
Columbus, Georgia. Now.
So if you want to do a training in Columbus, all you have to do is call around to some black churches. Tell them Dr. Umar want to come to do a school to prison pipeline training for the parents. It's 12 hours on a Saturday, 8 in the morning to 8 at night. 12 hours.
Okay.
And we need a space that can seat 100.
100 people.
Tables and chairs. And chairs.
Okay. Oh, we need it here for sure. Like, we definitely need it in Georgia. Like, seriously.
Gotcha.
100 tables and chairs.
100. And they can have the long folding tables. You can put about 10 people around the folding tables. You know, so if you look at it, you could probably do what, 15 folding tables and 100 chairs, and we good to go.
Okay.
You know, I prefer the churches
great.
because churches are independently owned.
Okay.
Community centers is another spot, you know. And the fee, depending on the rental fee, you know, if it ain't too high, we can go ahead and take care of that, because the registration is $50 for the parents, and we will use that to cover the venue fee, my flight, and that type of stuff. So find out what they would charge you, but if it's anything around $500-600, we can do that.
Okay.
So
we need that here. I'm grateful. Thank you for all of your support.
Thank you. And do you
I
have my
can't think
number,
of
Queen?
I believe I do, but just in case I don't,
Okay, just in
I'm
case.
gonna put it down.
215.
Okay.
989.
989.
9858.
9858. Okay, thank you so much,
I've only
King.
been to
Thank
Columbus
you.
one time. It was jam-packed too. Jam-packed.
Columbus is a hellhole for black men, and it's just awful. So many deaths. For a 15-year-old boy just got killed here a couple days ago. Every night.
Sorry to hear
So
that. So keep me posted, Queen, and let's see what we can do.
okay, thank you. Ashe, brother.
All right, love. It's not up to me, it's up to y'all. It's not up to me, it's up to y'all. It's not up to me, it's up to y'all. Y'all have to do the research and find the venues. Stop trying to give me more work. Stop trying to give me more work. Thank you, J.K. Allen. Thank you, J.K. Allen. Let me read that comment. Thank you, J.K. Allen. Stop telling him to come to specific places when you have not done your part. Thank you, my brother. Find the venue, then you contact me. Stop asking me if I'm coming to your state. Find the venue, and then you contact me. If you want to know if I'm coming to your state, go to DrUmarJohnson.com, click on tickets. J. Ogun, I don't know what your problem is, my brother. I don't know why you keep throwing up these damn Negroes' names on my post, brother. I don't want to block you, but, you know, enough. You know, let that brother do what he's doing. I'm not interested in him, all right? I'm interested in real scholarship. Stop throwing him up on my page, all right, my brother? I guess you're looking for beef. I'm not coming down off my throne to address no hate, all right? So you can stop throwing names up on my feed, brother. I'm not coming down off my throne, and nobody's worthy of me mentioning their name on my live, brother. Okay, I guess you fishing for conflict. He a petty dude, so he might go for it. I'm not going for it. I got bigger fish to fry. All right. $ FDMG school, brothers and sisters. $ FDMG school.